This is what you get when you pre-order an iPhone. And this is what you get when you pre-order the Galaxy S7. Let's get started. So this is the Galaxy S7. Some may even say it's the best smartphone you can get on the market. Although the Galaxy S7 Edge does have a few more features than the regular S7, I still think that the Edge features are a little gimmicky, and overall the phone is just a little too big for my hands anyway. While the Galaxy S7 is strikingly similar to the S6, the back of the body is now curved for a better fit in the hand. And after much demand, we see the return of the micro SD card slot, up to 2 terabytes in fact. Though the most you're going to see on the market is a 200GB card, but maybe in the future we'll be able to get that kind of storage on an SD card. Despite this phone being cutting edge, Samsung also decided to keep the old micro USB port at the bottom, so all your old accessories are still compatible. And yes, despite not having any flaps covering the ports, the Galaxy S7 is IP68 certified, meaning you can put it under 1 meter of water for up to 30 minutes and it will be totally fine.
Kenny, I'm about to put you in a fish tank.
What?
While 4K is the topic of today's talk, Samsung decided to stick with its own 1440 by 2560 display, and my god, this is an amazing display. Even if it isn't 4K, you really can't complain, right? Under the hood of the Galaxy S7, you'll find a Snapdragon 820 processor with 4GB of RAM, and even a heat pipe that will cool down the phone. Looks like they're taking a page from Sony's Xperia Z5 Premium. Now let's jump into some of the software features that the Galaxy S7 has to offer. First up, the always-on display. While you might be used to something like this on a Motorola phone, it's far from perfect on this Samsung. With the always-on display turned on, you have the option from displaying a clock, a calendar, or 3 different images. That's it. I found myself instinctively wanting to double tap the display to wake up the phone, but nope, that's not here. If you want to wake the phone, you'll have to either push the power button or the home button to wake up the display. Hopefully, Samsung opens up this part of the phone to third-party developers, that way we can get third-party notifications on our lock screen. Oh hey, and Marquez, they brought back the ability to change the lighting on the hardware buttons, so they got you covered there. There's also the new game launcher, where if you put any apps into this specific folder, it will use the full power of the processor and the GPU for the best gaming experience. Not to mention, the games you put into the game launcher will let you do certain things like record gameplay, take screenshots, and much more. Surprisingly though, the Galaxy S7 doesn't record direct audio from the game itself. It actually records audio from the external speaker and then records it back into the device with the microphone. That's how it also picks up your voice when you're talking during gameplay. So if you put your thumb over the microphone, you might get some muffled sound. Of course, we still have all the Samsung favorites like the theme store and the totally unnecessary massive amount of apps that nobody uses, and the questionably helpful split screen view.
It is just blisteringly cold out today.
Now, let me tell you about the camera. Actually, scratch that. Let me show you the camera. I forgot to make an ending to the video. Okay, before I cut it, let me say one more thing about the camera on the Galaxy S7. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily a problem, but this is something I kind of picked up on. So, here's a picture of my TV. Now, if you look at my TV at the top and the bottom of it, it looks fine, but once you get towards like the center of the television, it kind of looks like it's concave, like it's kind of caving in, like it's curved. I compared this to other Galaxy S7 phones, like the ones you find in the store, and even my friend has one, and I compared them all. They all do the same thing. It's not that big of an issue, but it is something to be wary about. Lastly, do I recommend the Galaxy S7? Yes.
Come and make it rain. Can you be my daddy?
It smells like cinnamon.